Welcome to the CharjrRyuki channel, where gaming and nachos are law. So sit back, relax, and let's dip in.
What's up, guys, and welcome to another talking video. We ain't gonna call them vlogs anymore, we're gonna call them talking videos, which means I'm gonna change the name of this playlist. But today's talking video, I'm making fun of somebody because they call my videos talking videos. Today's talking video will be about, the big elephant in the room. Debt. Don't be a smart aleck. Don't say it's me. I'm watching you. But yeah, debt. Yes, I'm like, why would a 29-year-old give me debt advice? Well, because, I'm 29, I'm debt-free. And no, I don't know everything, but hell, who does? Basically, if you want to be debt-free, means get off, or let me rephrase that. Get your butt out of that chair, get yourself a job, a good paying job, and work. But Char, it's so hard! Look at my eye, I don't care if it's hard. Life's not meant to be easy. And debt is the big elephant in the room that's going to be hanging over your shoulder until you do something about it. Okay? It's not going to leave. It's going to be that huge lingering shadow that's just going to creep up on you, and then when it finally gets you, it's going to smash! And then you're stuck. Which is exactly how college kids feel when they graduate college. They got, 4 or 5 years of college debt, 75 to 100,000, depending on what you're going into. I'm only guessing that, theorizing that, using that as an example, basically. And not all college kids who graduate actually get a job, which is another problem to what they went to college for. Like majority in my class. Me, didn't go to college. I went straight to work. Turned out to be a much better choice. Haha, take that. But, like life, debt's a big pain in the butt, and it's not going to leave you alone. The thing is, you have to get a job. You have to learn how to manage your money. You have to make a budget. You want to know what my budget is? My budget, even if I'm debt-free, I'm living as if I still have that debt lingering over my shoulder. Which means I didn't change anything. If I felt my budget is at least $100 to $150 normally. That's my limit. The only reason why I would go past that is if I really needed something, like something broke, or holy crap, something happened with Kira, and that's, $150 is the bill to take, to help fix that problem with her. I'm using that as an example. Don't go wild with your imagination, because I know a lot of you are, because that's the internet. But if I felt like if I spent too much money, I will pinch my budget to such an extent that might seem to a lot of you really dumb. Meaning me pinching my budget to at least $75. At least. Another point. When I go buy groceries, I buy groceries for that week. Meaning stuff for work, something for home, etc. That's it. At least a couple things, 3 topics. If I need stuff for Kira, like flea tick collar, boom, that's on the list. Need milk, boom, on the list. Stuff for work, boom, on the list. I go to the store, get it done. That alone costs me just a couple of things. Just for a couple of things. And yes, I would add a couple more to that. It would end up being at least $35 at the most, unless I grab more for the week later, because I like to anticipate things. And no one likes to go on a budget, but a budget does help you. And when it comes to paying bills, such as your house payment, your vehicle payment, or whatever, a lot of people will tell you that you need to start with the lowest one first. You start with the lowest one, and then you work your way up. Some call it a debt snowball. They start out with the smallest, they work their way up. If you can't really afford to pay more than the minimum, then pay the minimum for that bill, for that month. Pay the minimum, and then save enough money to where you can handle it. Basically, to where you can manage it, to where it doesn't break the bank or hurt you in any way. Of course, I'll probably think of the word that I'm looking for. That, of course, I'm going to be cutting that out, but of course, I'll be thinking of that word eventually. It's not really as hard. I mean, for a lot of people, I can assume that it's pretty hard. That debt is such a big elephant in the room that it never leaves. That you feel like you have nowhere to go. Some are working more than one job, and that's understandable. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with someone working more than one job, or working 1 to 3 jobs. But here's the thing, don't burn yourself out. You can work those jobs, but make sure that leads you up to that one full-time job to where you can make $50,000 a year, if not better, when you move up. And then, if you feel like you're not feeling it with that job, look for another. You never know, you might find the right job for you. The one job you can make the most money. It's not easy, guys. It's really not. But yet, it's really not that hard either. Because why? You have to try. That's the reason. You have to get off your butt and do something about it. It's not going to go away, just you sitting there playing video games. It's not just going to go away. And when it's gone, you see an elephant in the room? No, I don't see one. See, it's gone. Because that means you can save up for that dream house, that dream vehicle, that boat you've been eyeing. Anything. Of course, you're going to have to save the money up. But all you have to do is try. How I did it, how I figured this all out, because you guys will not believe this, but I figured out how to manage my own money and budget myself at 16. At 16, I already had a goal at getting a full-time job, not going to college at all, period, because, well, it's basically a waste of time, and I didn't want to deal with the same idiots I had to deal with when I was in high school. I didn't want to go through that whole thing again. I wanted to work, and I wanted to find that one full-time job. And I had some ideas, but one idea that I had would have to make me prove to my dad, mostly, that my body could handle it. My body could handle hard labor, hard work, that I could handle it. Yeah, I'm a hard working SOB, and I will grind myself to the bone to make sure things get done. But I had to prove it. You know what I mean? I always felt, from when I was a kid to now, that I always have to prove something, either to somebody or something. But in all actuality, you have to prove it to yourself. Because yourself is your worst enemy. Not anyone else, not anything else. You. You are your worst enemy. And only you can overcome yourself. Some of you will get this, some of you won't. Some of you will say, well, this guy's an idiot. That may be, but are you debt-free? No, I don't think so. Because I'm not mooching off my parents. I pay for everything on my own. This is my place. Until I get a new one. Which is exactly what I'm saving up for. Where I work gives me the opportunity to stay busy, to get a lot of work done, and also gives me the opportunity to make videos for you guys. Buy a new TV, buy new toys for Kira, who will hopefully not destroy, and vehicles. Pay them all off. It's nice not having any payments. Besides the usual utility bills and everything else. Besides the usual insurance and everything else, it's really nice not to have to throw out extra money out. All because, bills, college and all that. Credit cards as well. Credit cards is another topic. A very short topic. You want a credit card? Don't get one. At all. If you do get one, it better be only for emergencies, not just because you want something. And if you buy something using a credit card, make sure you have the funds to pay that off. Because when it comes to credit cards, it's that interest that's going to kick you right in the, kick you where the sun don't shine, where it'll be really uncomfortable. Because you thought the elephant in the room crushing you was bad. Well, yeah, nothing coming. Do I have a credit card? Yes. But I really don't use it much. Because if I did use it, I'd pay it off immediately. Yeah, they'll build up my credit, but I really have no use for a credit card. Especially since I'm debt-free, I have no use for one. Now, other people will tell you otherwise. That, to raise your credit, if you are worried about that. I'm not really worried about that at all. I know some people will tell me the difference, I guess, otherwise. But, I really don't care for credit cards. Really don't. Make that short as possible. Credit cards can be a pain. They could be your worst nightmare. Even worse than just having the usual big elephant in the room kind of debt. Because, like I said, the interest will kill you. I mean, if you go to college, the interest there would probably hurt a little bit. Probably not as much as credit. Maybe the same. But how would I know? I didn't go to college. Ha 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 ha. But when it comes to debt and being debt-free, make sure you can manage your money, set up a budget. If you can't if you can't afford to pay more than the minimum wage for that bill, then pay the minimum, save up that money, and then when you can't afford to pay, that's the word I'm looking for, when you can afford to pay more than the minimum, you can either save a certain amount that you can afford to get rid of, meaning giving it to them so that maybe you won't have a bill for a couple of months, so you can use that time to save up more money, which is kind of something that I was doing in a way when I just had my house to pay for, because with my job and the opportunities it gave me, I was saving up money, and I also learned that, hey, I could pay more than the minimum towards my house. So what if I pay more than the minimum and also save the amount of money, the extra money, and pull that extra money back from that month? And instead of putting it in my wallet as free cash, putting majority of that back, I hope you guys understand this, to put towards my house. That in lies the fact that you also have to use communication, meaning everybody else that you know, meaning parents, meaning mainly your parents, let them know that you're setting this up. I chose not to do that because I wanted to do things on my own. And in a way, that cost me because a lot of the money that I saved up went to a crappy golf cart and a crappy golf course and a crappy cart shed. All that money I'd saved up. The difference is between me and you, no one listens to me here. That's the difference. That's my own opinion on that. Okay? Back then, no one listened to me. So it didn't matter if I told anyone what I was doing, even to the point where they could understand it. So, yeah, I lost all that money. But, because of my job, I was able to make that money back, even though it took a couple more months. Eventually, yeah, I cut all ties with golf and all that, but the point is, you have to try. You got to remember, you yourself is your worst enemy. You have to overcome that. You have to get a job. I know it's going to suck for the majority of you. And a lot of you who do have a job know it sucks. I agree with you there. And you also have to communicate. Because a lot of you, unlike me, who are dating somebody and also are married as well, for those who don't understand, when you date or marry somebody, that person's debt is your debt too. It's not separate anymore. When you tie the knot, her debt or his debt is yours. The only way you're going to pay that off is if you work together. Teamwork, communication, you have to do it, or you'll never be debt free. Stay with a budget. Come up with a budget. Overall, try. Overcome yourself. And you'll be debt free. It's going to take time, but you'll eventually be debt free. So, I feel like I said enough. If anyone wants me to talk about it more, let me know in the comments down below. And this is the end of the talking video. So I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.